How long did it take to write this?
1 week.
1 week. Oh, great. Wow.
But I had it in my head, you know what I
Right,
mean? And I had an idea in my head, I had a musical idea, it came first. It was 16 tons, you know, the folk song was the musical idea,
Okay.
in terms of laying out the meter of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the ideas for it were all there. It was a matter of just putting the rhyme together. I love writing lyrics.
That's great. I was just thinking, so maybe you can change up the feel in the rhythm section, even more of a stop time thing, you know, kind of, because it's all pretty much boom, be-dum, bum, bum, for the entire thing, right?
This is where I'd love to have, you know, an ensemble working with a leader like yourself to help me, because I have no, I mean, Ulrich put that together. I did not figure out how he should play that. Sure. I just played for him a sting song.
I guess I'm not really sure what kind of feedback I might be looking for here, but.
Well, one thing I would say, just looking at this, you know, just offhand, if I'm just going to say something off the top of my head, you know, if you're looking at this as, you know, and I see with this one, there's more eighth notes and triplets and things like that.
Yeah, because for different tempos, I have one, I forget it was this one, where I just, just quarter notes, but play quite quickly, you know, at 180 or more.
Right.
Whereas this one would have, for me at least, would have to be played much more slowly, because it has much more content.
Approach notes are enclosures. And so, or sometimes they're called neighbor tones, the lower and upper neighbor tones. Have you heard that expression?
Yes. Sure. Oh, that's good. That's good.
That one's pushed. Yeah, you push these two. These are actually like written like that. Both times, every time you've been playing it. Eighth notes, E flat. You've been doing that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's all I'm remarking, like, you're actually playing it, or you're hearing it another way than it's actually written.
Right, okay.
So you might as well write it down that way.
Oh, okay. That's really interesting. This is really the first chart that I've ever done.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, great.
So, and I did it by hand
because
I have procrastinated on learning software.
That's okay. This is a photocopy of the...
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Okay. Great.
So I actually played this morning with Rob, because I saw Rob, and he suggested, instead of, the only suggestion that he had was to play a sus there, just to make it a little more interesting as a chord, instead of just a straight flat set.
Yeah, like it could be one of those things where each soloist has a different thing to play over. Sometimes I like doing that. So it's not.
So you'd have one soloist do the A section as a swing, and then you could go into the B section chords with a different soloist.
Yeah, in 7, and I'm really just going back and forth between those two chords for a while.
Okay, so I got those two, and there's another one that's really kind of embryonic, and I literally just printed this one out. This was just a chord pattern that I liked, and it's been hanging around for a while, and I actually was just starting to try to get a little bit a melody with it. And to be honest, it was all based on the minor 7 to the major 7 just below it, which there was a YouTube video where some guy was saying his favorite chord progressions, and he mentioned that. I said, yeah, that's really I love that. So this is a very slow piece. This is completely different from the others. So I was thinking.
Rob looked at it, and basically I had chicken scratch on line paper by hand, and he said you've got to figure out how to format this better, and he gave me some tips. And then he asked me questions like, well, who would play this song? And I said, oh, Sergio Mendes would. And he said, okay. He said that it's like pop,
It is.
jazz pop samba.
Totally.
And so he helped me sort of define what it was, and he said keep going, and he tried to keep me to think of it as verses and choruses and verses and choruses. That helped.
Yeah, that's jazz pop samba, and the whole structure of it works. It's just the harmony has to be rethought. I don't like these chords here. This is the problem. I like your melody.
Mm-hmm.
Stay with the melody, change these chords.
Okay.
It's either or. Either, circling everything there. So instead of the F sharp minor, we start with an F major, then it all works fine.
You can hurry to the shore, comes a summons. You can hide behind the door, comes love. Nothing can be done. Comes the measles, you can quarantine the room. Comes a mouse, you can chase it with a broom. Comes love. Nothing can be done. Thank you.